The animal world is full of vibrance and colour. Some creatures are born very bright and colourful, and others change colour with age. For some animals, colour isn't definite, as famously lizards, fish and cephalopods can change colour. In most cases, these colour changes aren't permanent, and are simply used to camouflage themselves, or to communicate with other members of their species. There are, however, some species around the world that can be found in multiple colours. This is usually the result of a genetic mutation, and of course the most famous example of this is the jaguar. This big cat has both a normal coloration, as well as a completely black coloration. These two cats are indeed the same species, but they have genetic differences that alter their pigments. To make things even more confusing, you can also find black leopards, but these black cats are much more rare, but no less beautiful. The term colour morph is often used to describe these differences in colour, and colour morphs are more common than you might think. They are most commonly seen in the pet trade, because there is a big demand for weirdly coloured creatures. If it wasn't for colour morphs, we wouldn't have goldfish, and we also wouldn't have koi either. Animals with colour morphs are selectively bred in the pet trade, but they can also occur in the wild. The most common examples of colour morphs that can be found in the wild are both melanistic creatures and albino creatures. Creatures with melanism have an increase of dark pigment, which often results in a blackish appearance. On the other hand, albino creatures are usually white, and this is because they have a reduced amount of melanin. These two colour morphs are relatively common, but in this video I will be covering many more, as I will be going through 3 beautiful animals with strange colour morphs. And for our first species we can head into the oceans, as we have the manta rays. Now there are 2 species of manta ray alive today, the reef manta ray and the giant oceanic manta ray. These 2 species are the largest rays in the world, and are among the largest fish in the ocean. The giant oceanic manta ray is larger, and can have a disc size of up to 7 meters. However, in this video I will be focusing on the reef manta ray, which is still a giant in its own right. Like many other giant ocean dwellers, they are filter feeders, and mostly feed on crustaceans and plankton. Like many shark species, they have to keep swimming to stay alive, because the motion of their swimming forces water over their gills. Because of their graceful movements and their size, they are very popular with divers, but unfortunately they are becoming rarer year on year. The reef manta ray is currently listed as vulnerable, as they are often caught as bycatch, and their gill rakers are also used in traditional Chinese medicine. These gill rakers of course have no medicinal value, yet thousands of them are still poached each year. If you are lucky enough to spot one of these giant creatures in the wild, you might notice that not all of them are the same colour. Your standard reef manta ray will be black on top, with a white underbelly, but as well as this standard coloration there are also 2 colour morphs, the black reef manta ray and an extremely rare pink manta ray. Black reef manta rays are strangely common, and this is of course an example of melanism. The pink manta ray on the other hand is extremely rare, and there's thought to be only 1 individual discovered. This pink manta ray was first discovered in 2015, and there has only been a few sightings since. The latest sighting was in the Great Barrier Reef, and he really does stand out from the crowd. This pink coloration is of course a genetic mutation, and this mutation is extremely rare, and this means that this manta ray really is a 1 in a million fish. But for our next species we will be heading over to Australia, as we have the eastern quoll. Now the quolls are a group of carnivorous marsupials, and these creatures used to be a lot more common than they are today. The eastern quoll is now mostly found on Tasmania, although it has been successfully reintroduced onto the mainland. When the Europeans settled in Australia, it doomed a lot of the native species. The Europeans brought with them many invasive species, such as dogs, cats, and of course rats. These creatures competed with the native species, and in some cases targeted them directly. As well as this, the Europeans would also hunt the native fauna, and this led to the extinction of many iconic native species, such as the Tasmanian tiger, also known as the thylacine. This quoll was thought to go extinct on the mainland in 1963, but luckily it lived on in Tasmania. As some of you may have already noticed, the eastern quoll comes in 2 different colours. One is a soft fawn colour, whereas the other is a dark black colour. This is not a form of sexual dimorphism, as both male and female can be black, and also the fawn colour. Although these variations in colour can make them look like different species, they are of course the same animal, and it's thought that these colour variations are an evolutionary adaptation to increase their chances of survival. If you are a much darker colour, you have a better chance of hunting at night, whereas if you are a lighter colour, you have a better chance of blending in with your environment in the day. But I think most people will agree that both the black and the fawn coloured eastern quolls are very beautiful creatures. But for our next group of animals we can head to both the freshwaters and the saltwaters, as we have the dolphins. Now dolphins are of course a group of toothed whales, and all around the world they come in many different shapes and of course colours. There are a few very striking black and white dolphins, but the majority of dolphins are a grey colour. Although they are completely different animals, dolphins and manta rays have something in common. This is strangely their pink coloration, as there are multiple species of dolphin that are pink. The most famous pink dolphin in the world is of course the Amazon river dolphin. This is one of the most unique creatures on the planet, and is found in one of the most competitive ecosystems in the world. As their name suggests, these creatures are found in freshwater, and a large majority of them can be found in the Amazon River basin. In these areas they are apex predators, and feed on the many species of freshwater fish that can be found in the Amazon. They are known to feed on 53 different species, and this also includes turtles, frogs, and freshwater crabs. The Amazon River dolphin can vary in colour, as some are a more grey colour, whereas some can be almost completely pink. You'd think that this pink coloration would make them more visible to their prey, but in the murky waters of the Amazon it doesn't make much difference. Unfortunately, just like many other river creatures, the Amazon river dolphin is also threatened with extinction. They are currently listed as endangered, as they face many human-related threats. One of them is of course overfishing, but the building of dams also fragments and threatens certain populations, and small-scale mining operations lead to mercury poisonings. Because these dolphins are found in freshwater, they are far more vulnerable than marine dolphins, because they are found over a smaller area, and we can have more of an effect on their habitat. If nothing is done, we could lose this dolphin forever, and if this wasn't a big enough warning, one river dolphin has already gone extinct since the turn of the millennium. The last Yangtze river dolphin was spotted in 2002, and is believed to be extinct as it hasn't been seen in 20 years. It was of course found in the Yangtze River in China, and this river has been scarred by pollution, and also by the building of dams. Other large creatures have also gone extinct in this area for the same reason, such as the Chinese paddlefish. But if we stay in China and head out to sea, you might be able to find another pink dolphin. The Indo-Pacific humpback dolphin is a relatively large species of dolphin, and as you can guess from its name, is found in the Indo-Pacific. Just like the Amazon river dolphin, it can be found in a few different colours, and these include grey, white, and of course pink. These pink individuals can be very striking, and have proved very popular with tourists. These dolphins aren't born pink, but instead they change colour with age. Most of them start off as a black colour, which quickly fades to a greyish colour, and eventually this can turn to pink. But strangely, this isn't the last of our pink dolphins, as there is in fact one more, but this is the rarest of the bunch. In Louisiana in 2009, one very rare pink bottlenose dolphin was spotted. This pink dolphin was a calf, and was spotted with its mother. Strangely, its mother was a normal grey colour, and this meant that the calf really stood out. At first it was thought it could have been a rare genetic mutation, but other experts suggested it could have been an albino dolphin. This is because it had pink eyes, and this is often seen in albino animals. But whether this dolphin was albino or not, it was still a very beautiful and striking marine mammal. Of course, there are many other creatures that could have made it on this list, and I'm more than happy to do a part 2. So if you think you know of any other creatures that could have made it on this list, then let me know down in the comments below. But thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please leave a like, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like these. But until next time, goodbye.